Effective communication. In this business, our communication is what helps us succeed or fail. If we don't have and master the art of communication, then we're going to have a hard time succeeding in this business. So it's very important for us to look at the key elements that will help provide to us how to have effective communication with our customers. The first thing you have to remember is the most important piece to communication is listening, actively listening. When you are with a customer, ask good questions that can get the customer to tell you what is important to them, what they're trying to accomplish. But listen actively. What does that mean, listen actively? That means when they're talking to you, look them in the eye. When they're talking to you, nod and acknowledge with facial expression that you're here and that you're present and that you're listening to them. Don't be looking at your phone or texting or answering or responding or scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or anything like that while the customer is talking to you. Be fully present. Allow yourself to listen actively, good eye contact. And then also, if you're taking notes, also throughout the note taking, just stop them and say, okay, just so I understand, what's important to you, you said, is that you would like to have, something that's leather because you have dogs and kids, and so it's easier for you to wipe up and make clean and all that kind of stuff. And then also you stated that you really wanted the alloy wheels because you liked the look and all that. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. What else was it that you had stated there? Did I miss anything? So actively listening and asking good questions is going to help with your communication. The other thing is when you're talking to a customer, talk clearly and slow down. I hear sometimes salespeople that talk so fast that their words are mumbling and they're all jumbled together and the customer's having a difficult time listening to them. So as you're speaking to the customer, slow yourself down, talk to them clearly, and talk with a good volume. Okay, let your volume be good. Don't talk really soft and things like that. Now you can utilize your voice and your tone and your inflection throughout the process. Where at certain points you can get excited and louder, and at other points you can say, well, here's a couple things real quick, and then you can lower your voice, and it brings the tone and the inflection of the voice up and down. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand that when you're talking to a customer to have effective communication, maximize your tone, your volume, your voice inflection, and allow yourself to have clear conversation. Don't talk using too many words or saying the same thing over and over again too many times, okay? Because what happens then is it starts to drag things out longer and you can talk yourself out of a deal. You can talk yourself past the deal. And what happens when you start talking too much is the customer then becomes, weary. And they're like, all right, enough already. We got to go. I mean, like, this guy's just talking. She just does not stop. And you don't want to talk about things that are not too irrelevant. In other words, yes, you can have stories and ways to communicate and connect and build rapport and find rapport to build, but always remember you're still working a deal. You're still helping them, and they may have a time crunch. Even though they may not tell you right off the bat, they may only have 45 minutes. They might only have an hour. And so if we get stuck on certain things, we have to know when to cut short and then move on to the next point and keep that conversation flowing in the way towards working the deal to get them through everything and delivered and then all that as well. So again, effective communication, maximize your communication by having good eye contact, ask great questions, listen to the customer, write down the information, clarify with the customer, say, hey, look, I just real quick want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Is this correct? Make sure you seek to understand first, then to be understood by the customer, okay? Ask and always make sure you understand properly what they're trying to do, and then get them to say, yes, this is you're right, that's correct, that's what I'd like to do, that's what I'd like to see happen, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay, perfect. And then have clear with your voice, be clear, Have your volume be loud enough to where they can hear. Don't use too many words, and also don't use words that are confusing, right? Make sure you're using the right words in the right context, and try not to speak too much beyond the customer. Okay. And so, again, remember, every customer you talk to is at a different level of understanding. I like to liken it to where, customers are, let's just say, if you equate it to, like, school levels, you have customers that are on the preschool, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, all the way up to fifth and sixth, and then into middle school, and then the high school, then the college understandings when it comes to the automotive industry. So the person who might come in and they have a great knowledge of leasing and residuals and cap cost reductions and all these different terms that we know in the automotive industry, that the customers using that terminology, you can talk to them in that way because they can understand you. But I'm not going to talk to somebody who doesn't understand some of those things with those terminologies and using the car lingo that we might use amongst others with somebody who doesn't truly understand fully certain things. Maybe they're on a first grade level in understanding. So, and again, I say that in the sense of where we want to always make sure that the way that we speak is understood by the hearer, okay? And that they clearly understand what we're trying to accomplish and what we're getting across to them. All right. So, again, effective communication. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. As you have effective communication with your customer base, you're going to see it's going to help you close more deals more often.